Bio, I take it I'm live.
Yes, sir, you are.
Hi, well, just a short introduction from me. Welcome to everybody who is watching. This is the first RvB Spring Cup. It's a 5v5 tournament that I set up for RvB, and I invited such notable community streamers as Squeebles and Dantezi and Bio here to come along and do the streaming work, to give you all a show off RvB, show off the talents of these wonderful guys, and I hope you have a really, really good weekend along with myself and the pilots who'll be flying in this tournament. I'm just about to get the first match underway, so I'll leave that to Squeebles and Dan.
Thanks, Bing.
Alright, I am back. Hello everybody. I am Sir Squeebles, also known as Ceofore Aderon in certain circles. We're here for the first match between Sansha off the starboard bow and Ceofore's girls. I'm also commentating with Dantezi Catalan. Dantezi, say hi.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Well, it looks like the first match is just started. And, should prove to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, so we're looking at a missile setup from Ingvar's team, Ceofore's girls. We've got a Caracal, we've got 3 core axes, and I believe the Basilisk is on their side as well, right?
That's correct. Looks like they're just sitting still for the moment, waiting for them to commit.
Yeah, I'm already seeing effects coming off of, I believe, the Mollis on the Sansha off the starboard bow team. But unfortunately for them, this Bazzy is sitting right in the middle of the Caracals and the core axes, so I'm afraid they're not going to get terribly far with it.
No, they're not. And, looks like, Ceofore's girls is starting to move towards the Sancha's blob, and the scythe is pulling down and away with the rest of the Sancha's core group.
Yep, you can see these harpies coming around. That Mollis is still putting out the amps, but like I said, the core axes and the Caracal are sitting right on top of the Bazzy, so we really don't have to worry about the rep not landing for Ceofore's girls. Missiles coming out now finally from the core axes, and the Caracal looks like they're primarying the scythe of Corey.
Very much so. However, they're just out of reach, and they're not quite applying the way that they would want.
Well, it seems like they were trying to push that scythe off. They're now switching to Stasia and the Harpy, who is right on top of them, and that scythe is still in rep range for the time being, assuming there's no E-War on him, but I don't think anything in the world is going to say that Harpy is already less than half shield. He is repping, so it looks like maybe he has a local tank as well as this scythe.
Would definitely make sense. We've seen this type of tank before in these tournament settings.
Right.
Having
and
personal
now
experience with it myself.
Right. That scythe is now in range, though, so actually that Harpy did survive. Really not seeing any damage coming out on anything, actually. Looks like these logistics are holding up the fleets pretty well.
Mason Datar in the Corax is actually going into armor. He's not catching reps quite effectively. However, the Basilisk looks like it's starting to pull a little bit, and he's starting to tank it. He's breaking. It's unfortunate for him. And that Corax is a member of Ceofore's girls, unfortunately.
Those core axes are not terribly important to the fleet overall, though. I mean, they do good damage, but really it's about projection.
Very true.
So as long as that Caracal stays up and they can sink the side, they'll be in a better spot. But right now it looks like the thorax of Shaggy is the primary for Ceofore's girls. And he is low shield. But those scythe reps are landing. I'm not sure if they're going to break it or not.
Well, looking at the scythe of Sanchez, he's holding his own pretty well.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're at a bit of an inconvenient range at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. And looks like there's been a couple boundary violations. Ingvar Mollis and Mr. Mollis have both violated the 100-kilometer boundary mark. So they will be blown up here shortly, I would think.
Unfortunately, without the superpowers of CCP, we will not be able to instantly explode those, which would be a little more satisfying. But kind of have to let the dust settle here to see if these boundary violations are going to actually disqualify them, or if they're going to be allowed to come back into the arena. It looks like they're being allowed into the arena based on local.
Very, very good.
Alright, so this is the key to this match. It's all about the logistics. Ceofore's Girls is at an advantage in that regard. They've got that Basilisk, which is going to have a really, really brutal local tank on it. This side, however, with T1 resist and not really the fitting capability to put on a heavy active tank, I think he's going to be the easy primary. They've already tested breaking these assault frigates. They tried the thoraxes as well, and they didn't really make much progress, so they have to get on top of the side and they have to sink him.
And they're doing a pretty good job of that. I'm seeing him at dropping below quarter shields, and Ingvar is just pestering him and pestering him and pestering him. It looks like he's actually hit reload, so he's going to be a little lackluster on damage here for a minute.
And while you were saying that, the Corax of Siren in Jeevan is now in low structure, and he's going to pop. There's really not much chance of this Bazzi bringing it back. He keeps bleeding structure every volley. So it looks like those Thorax have gotten on top, and he's down. I think that's the first kill, and that goes to Sansha off the starboard bow. We're kind of where we were before, though, in that this side, the side of Coriana, needs to be killed. The Ceofore's Girls team now is down one Corax, and even though the Coraxes aren't putting out tremendous damage, they are obviously important in a 5v5 setup. This side is now low shields, though, and damage is still being applied. Hopefully he'll go down, and at the point they have to rely on that Bazzi to keep up the rest of the members on Ceofore's Girls if they want to win this.
Actually, I believe they are down 2 Coraxes. I'm only seeing one on field at the moment.
This side is now half armor, low armor. Here we go. Bazzi also taking really, really heavy damage right now, so presumably those thoraxes are on top of that Bazzi and overheating. As far as Sansha off the starboard bow is concerned, they'll trade their T1 Logi for the T2 Logi of Ceofore's Girls happily, I'm sure. Still haven't seen any active tanking off of this Bazzi of Rydal, so he's about to be low shields. It looks like he's got a pretty substantial buffer, and I wonder if he didn't fit a local rep. And somehow the side of Coriana is still alive at, let's see, 83% structure.
He's definitely hurting. He's quite a ways off as well.
Right,
and then we've got Ingvar and the Caracal being tackled by the Harpy of Stasia. So unfortunately he's not going to be moving anywhere anytime soon.
Well, he doesn't have too much to worry about with this Basilisk there. The resist profile on the Caracal is pretty poor, but that Tech 2 Logi is going to be pumping out a lot of reps. It looks like the Bazzi is still the primary for Ceofore's Girls and, for Sansha the starboard bow, but really not making much progress with that. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that that is an injected old school shield booster fit. So without any new pressure on him, I'd say he can probably tank forever. And it looks like that's exactly what he's doing.
Not a whole lot of damage left on field. I think the only damage dealers we're looking at are the caracal and the thorax, and then we've got a corax, which just kind of seems to be doing his own thing out here in the middle of the field.
Well, we're also looking at that side now, taking damage again. He is
Being
within
chased
range.
off.
Yeah, he is being chased off, but it looks like he's being tackled. Never mind, that mollusk that's next to him is actually friendly. So here he is in 83% structure, and he's reach-hitting shields. He's within damage range of Yingvar and the caracal, but I wonder if that mollusk is damping out Yingvar. Looks like Sansha off the starboard bow now primarying Malice Phoenix in the Corax, but he got very early reps from the Bazzi. He's got shield rep drones on him. Don't think he's in any immediate danger. So right now the scoreboard, as far as I'm aware, is 2 Coraxes down on the side of Ceofore's girls, and I don't believe anything's been lost yet for Team Sansha off the starboard bow.
Well,
GF's
looking at the
going on
Rex off,
local. That's the match right there, that side. I bet he's pretty thrilled with himself.
I know I would be.
So that's a victory for Team Sansha off the starboard bow. That's actually a surprise. Obviously they were named after me, but I was really expecting the missile comp of Ceofore's girls to work out well for him. They were kind of, in as much as you can be with the point system here, they were kind of a brick tank, not really a tinker, but one of those death blobs that all sits together and relies on massive damage projection. Whoever that mollusk pilot is, they should probably go ahead and buy that guy a Plex, because I believe he saved their scythe.
On more than one occasion.
Right, the entire match, he looked like he had that scythe on orbit 500 or orbit 1000, something like that. It was just damping out whatever was applying damage, and despite the fact that scythe was only maybe 30 or 40 off Ceofore's girls, it was taking no damage at one point because those damps were really doing work, so really nice piloting by that mollusk. So, that means Team Ceofore's girls will be knocked down into the losers bracket, so they'll compete later today. And Team Sansha off the starboard bow will advance into the winners bracket. They have another match also later today. I don't have the match list right in front of me, but I want to say it should be around 18-20.
Yes, sir. Exactly right.
Gotcha. Well, Bio, we're going to hop back up and iron some stuff out. I'll combo you here for a minute. If you want to put on some tunes, looks like we've got a couple of little hiccups to sort out.
Yep.
Really quickly, and then we'll jump back down.